Hi there, Casey Healey, Director here at Century 21 Newcastle in Newcastle. Back with you for our Monday wrap, keeping Newcastle investors up to date on what's happening in our current rental market, tips, tricks and strategies to maximise your return on your investment. Today I am flying solo. Nicole's away for a long weekend in Adelaide, so I hope she's having nicer weather than we did over the weekend. But today I thought I'd chat about what's happened in our office over the last month, run through some numbers, some properties that were really popular, that we got numerous applications on and achieved a really good rental return for the owners there. This month we leased 22 properties, kind of on par with what we've been doing over the last 6 months. So it ranges between 25 to 30, but it sits around that 25 properties a month. 3 properties were leased above the asking price, being 13.6% of the properties leased. But there were actually 2 properties that were leased below the asking price. So we haven't really reduced property prices over the last probably 12 months really, if I'm honest. So we did reduce 2 properties that were sitting just a little bit above the market. Once we reduced them and brought them back in line just a little bit, just reduced the price slightly, they were both leased. So our average properties leased for the month was $603. It's pretty high for leasing a property. That's a mortgage repayment, right? Average time on market, 4.6 days. So that's still really good. Average days on market. So time from advertising to finding a tenant, 4.6 days turnaround. I'm gonna put it out there and say I reckon it's the best in Newcastle. What properties really exceeded our expectations and generated a lot of interest? Now I've got 2 to share with you, and they're from 2 different areas. So one of the properties is Thornton, which is the Maitland Council area, family home, so newer suburb, newer land development. The house itself was probably about 4 years old or so, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car. It was leased at $600 per week. Previous, it was leased at $530, so there was a $70 increase from when the tenant vacated to the new tenant being advertised for the new tenant. On that property, we received 34 applications, so massive. So it's that family home, it's close to really good amenities, close to major highways, roads, all of that type of thing. It's got some really good schools around there, and it's that family-friendly community, so family home. So that one, it was leased in 8 days. The other one is one at Newsham, so 5 Newsham Street, North Rothbury. North Rothbury is a fairly new suburb off just near Wine Country, the Hunter Valley area. The estate's called Huntley Estate. It's a brand new community, so the house itself was probably, it'd have to be 4 or 5 years old as well. The estate itself started from scratch. They have got their own little community now there. There's Coles, there's Huntley Tavern. It's a really nice tavern actually, good feed, go check it out. But it's a whole new community that's kind of been established in that area. It's really attractive for people working in the mines or working up that Hunter Valley way. This property we advertised at $575 per week. Previous, it was getting, actually, we leased it at $575 per week. It was advertised at $550 per week. The previous tenant was paying, I think, $480 per week. So this estate, when we first started listing properties there in this estate, we started at $380 a week. And that would have been 5 years ago. We're now at $550 per week. Average price would be for that estate for properties being leased. So there's been some huge growth in rental yields, but also huge growth in property prices, because at the start there was so much land, but also building prices have increased as well. So it's kind of all pushing up, but was a really good purchase for owners that bought in there really early to now seeing what they're achieving on their returns. So that's really exciting to see the capital growth and even the positive cash flow that would be returning from these properties now. So sometimes it's really hard to get both positive cash flow and capital growth, but these owners have achieved it in this area, so that's exciting. We received 21 applications on that property and it was leased in 24 hours. So that's our numbers for this month, and that's what's happening and what we're seeing in our office. So this week we released a new blog. It's on our website if you want to check it out, in relation to cash flow versus positive growth. and really understanding that investment strategy. So knowing what type of property you want to buy, you need to know your end game. So how long do you want to hold it for to be able to decide what property you're looking for. We also on our website have our end of financial year checklist. If you haven't or you're not prepared for end of financial year, which has just happened, happy end of financial year everyone, that's on our website where you can be prepared for your accountant to complete your end of financial year. Tax depreciation is a big one, your second biggest deduction, obviously after interest on your loan. So if you haven't got a depreciation schedule, do reach out and we can put you in contact with a couple of the local quantity surveyors that can produce that report for you. It's not too late. Even though end of financial year is past, the report will still stand for previous tax years. So that one, and just having all your documents ready. So the biggest thing I can suggest to owners is create a file for your property and create a tax period like in that file, and dump all of your invoices in there each month when they come through attached to your statement, or the links in your statement, download them and drop them all in there. So end of financial year, you're ready, you send the files to the accountant and it's much easier for them to complete your tax return. That's all I've got for you for this week. If you've got questions in relation to your investment property, if you're looking to purchase, let's have conversations early so we can guide you and help you make smart investment decisions. Or if you're unhappy with your current agent, maybe it's time to make the switch. Don't think you've got a tenant covered under lease, that you've got to stay with poor service or accept poor service. You can change at any time. That's all from me. I'm Healey, Director here at Century 21. I look forward to speaking with you soon.